Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that's near and dear to our wallets, the difference between debit cards and credit cards, and how to use them responsibly. Whether you are a seasoned financial pro or just starting out, understanding the pros and cons of these two types of cards is crucial for managing your money effectively. So let's dive in and learn everything we need to know about debit and credit cards. So let's start with the basics. A debit card is linked to your checking account, and when you use it to make a purchase, the money is immediately deducted from your account. On the other hand, a credit card is a line of credit that you can use to make purchases, and you'll need to pay the balance off later with interest. Now, there are a few key differences between these two types of cards, and understanding these differences can help you decide which one to use in different situations. First, let's talk about the advantages of using a debit card. One of the biggest advantages is that you can only spend the money that you have in your account. This can be a great way to manage your spending and stay within your budget. Additionally, using a debit card can help you avoid debt and interest charges, since you're not borrowing money like you would with a credit card. However, there are some downsides to using a debit card. For example, if someone steals your card or your card number, they can potentially drain your bank account. Additionally, some merchants may place a hold on your funds when you use a debit card, which can be inconvenient if you are trying to make a large purchase. Now, let's talk about the advantages of using a credit card. One of the biggest advantages is that you can use it to make purchases even if you don't have the money in your account. This can be helpful in emergency situations or if you need to make a large purchase that you can't afford to pay for all at once. Additionally, using a credit card can help you build your credit score, as long as you make your payments on time and keep your balance low. However, there are also some downsides to using a credit card. For one, you'll need to pay interest on any balances that you carry over from month to month. Additionally, if you don't pay your balance in full each month, you can end up with a lot of debt that can be difficult to pay off. Finally, if you're not careful, it's easy to overspend with a credit card and end up in a cycle of debt. So, which one should you use? Well, it really depends on your personal financial situation and your spending habits. If you're someone who struggles with overspending or you are trying to get out of debt, using a debit card may be the better option for you. However, if you're someone who has good self-discipline and you are looking to build your credit score, using a credit card may be a good choice. Now, let's talk about some of the specific situations where you might want to use a debit card versus a credit card. When to use a debit card. When you are trying to stick to a budget. When you want to avoid interest charges. When you are making a small purchase. When you're withdrawing cash from an ATM. When to use a credit card. When you are making a large purchase that you can't afford to pay for all at once. When you are trying to build your credit score. When you are traveling abroad and need a card that's widely accepted. When you are shopping online and want to protect yourself from fraud. Now, let's talk about some of the best practices for using both types of cards. Best practices for using a debit card. Check your account balance regularly to make sure you have enough funds. Notify your bank immediately if you lose your card or notice any suspicious activity on your account. Use a PIN that's difficult to guess. Don't use your debit card for recurring payments, as it can be more difficult to dispute fraudulent charges. Be aware of any fees associated with using your card, such as ATM withdrawal fees or overdraft fees. Use your card at merchants that you trust and that have secure payment systems. Consider using a separate account for your debit card, so that you can protect your savings in case of fraud or theft. Don't share your card or PIN with anyone, even family members or close friends. Keep your card in a secure place, such as a wallet or safe. Use caution when using your card at gas stations or other locations where skimming devices may be used. Best practices for using a credit card. Pay your balance in full each month to avoid interest charges. Set up automatic payments to ensure that you never miss a payment. Choose a card with rewards that align with your spending habits. Don't apply for too many credit cards at once, as this can hurt your credit score. Keep your balance low, as using too much of your available credit can hurt your credit score. Monitor your credit score regularly to make sure that there are no errors or fraudulent activity. Don't use your credit card for cash advances, as these often come with high fees and interest charges. Don't use your credit card to buy things that you can't afford to pay for. Be aware of any fees associated with using your card, such as annual fees or foreign transaction fees. Use your card at merchants that you trust and that have secure payment systems. Now, let's talk about some of the common misconceptions about debit and credit cards. Misconception number 1. Debit cards are always safer than credit cards. While it's true that using a debit card can help you avoid debt, debit cards can be more vulnerable to fraud and theft. Additionally, if your bank account is compromised, it can be more difficult to recover your funds than it would be with a credit card. Misconception number 2. You should always use a credit card to build your credit score. While using a credit card responsibly can help you build your credit score, it's not the only way to do so. Other options include taking out a small loan or being an authorized user on someone else's credit card. Misconception number 3. You should always pay for everything with cash. While using cash can be a good way to avoid overspending, it's not always practical or safe. For example, if you are traveling, it may be safer to use a credit card than to carry a large amount of cash with you. Misconception number 4. You should always use a debit card for online purchases. While using a debit card can be convenient for online purchases, it can also be risky. If your card information is stolen, someone could drain your bank account. Using a credit card can provide an extra layer of protection, since credit card companies often have fraud protection policies in place. Misconception number 5. You should always pay off your credit card balance in full each month. While it's true that paying off your balance in full each month can help you avoid interest charges, it's not always possible or practical. If you do need to carry a balance, try to keep it as low as possible and make your payments on time to avoid late fees. In conclusion, the difference between debit cards and credit cards is important to understand when managing your finances. While both types of cards have their advantages and disadvantages, it's important to use them responsibly and make informed decisions about which type of card to use in different situations. If you're someone who struggles with overspending or has a limited budget, a debit card may be a better choice for everyday purchases. You'll be able to track your spending more easily and avoid accruing debt. On the other hand, if you're someone who is responsible with your spending and wants to earn rewards or build your credit score, a credit card may be a better choice. Just be sure to pay your balance in full each month to avoid interest charges. Remember that using a debit or credit card is just one aspect of managing your finances. It's important to also create a budget, save for emergencies, and invest for the future. Finally, it's worth noting that the world of payment methods is constantly evolving. In addition to debit and credit cards, there are now options like mobile payment apps and digital wallets. As technology continues to advance, it's important to stay informed about new payment methods and understand how they fit into your financial strategy. In summary, understanding the differences between debit and credit cards is crucial for responsible financial management. Debit cards are linked to your checking account and allow you to spend only what you have, while credit cards allow you to borrow money and pay it back over time. Both types of cards have their advantages and disadvantages, and it's important to use them responsibly and make informed decisions about which type of card to use in different situations. By following best practices for using both types of cards and staying informed about new payment methods, you can make the most of your finances and achieve your financial goals. Thanks for watching this video on the difference between debit cards and credit cards. Understanding the pros and cons of each type of card is essential for responsible financial management. By following best practices for using both types of cards, you can make the most of your finances and achieve your financial goals. Remember, whether you choose to use a debit card or a credit card, it's important to use them responsibly, track your spending, and make informed decisions about your financial future. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more informative videos on personal finance and money management. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.